Shalom Akim. I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakha, Kadash. That honors the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and say, take to all the Akim in all four corners of earth, which pushing us truth and sincerity. Shalom Akim. Yeah, there's this movie, company, man, with Ben Affleck, and it's a good movie because it's showing you, how Esau was living before the economical crash, and the things that he'll do once his glory, which is his money, starts to dry up, and he has to live with the regular people. Not become poor, but just lose some of those summer vacations that they go on, lose some of those houses, sell a car or two, an expensive car. Now you got to downgrade to if it's 2025, now you got to get a 2000 car, 2001, a hell of a downgrade. So, those are just the things that come with when you put all your trust and everything into this monetary system, and it fails you. It fails you. There have been many that happened before, and there will be many that happened afterward. Well, no, because we're at the end, so I shouldn't say afterwards. But there are going to be many that are going to fall and be upset. And throughout the movie, it was showing, just the different lifestyles they were living in, falling apart, and some were killing themselves, putting themselves in cars, and some were just drinking themselves to oblivion. Some, couldn't go home to their wives just because of their pride, man. Their pride would not let them do that, man. This is Matthew 16, and I'm going to start at 25. It says, for whatsoever will save his life. Slaki, this is Matthew 16:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? That right there, people are, that verse, Matthew 16:26 is really a sign of the times we're in right now when you think about it, because, you have a bunch of entertainers out here who are just selling their souls, for what? For the riches and glory, and these things are about to be they're about to be, taken away. They're about to be transformed over from paper monetary value to a digital system, man. So these things that they're wanting, why they'll kill for it, they'll sell their soul for it, and they'll do all sorts of things to get it, man. And the cost is their life and their soul, and they'll do it. They'll do it, man. Slaki. Yeah, those guys were they were masked. They were upset. They were losing their jobs. Their way of life was going to change for them, and they just couldn't take it. This is Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. You know what I'm saying? So this place is corrupted right now. It's a righteous kingdom that's going to come in, but the ways of this place will not inherit the kingdom to come. And the ways of this place will be passed away very soon, man, because the Lord is not dealing with this wickedness, man. So you're laying up treasures upon earth that, thieves can come take at any time, man. You're not safe here, man, in this wicked place right now. Not Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, man, and what does he do? He imposes wicked laws. He also exalts wickedness upon the earth, man. Me and brother were just talking the other day about how in some of these other countries, a lot of the crimes they do here in America, you can't get away with that in these other countries. They'll cut your limb off. They'll make an example out of you, plain and simple. And that's the name of the game. Make examples out of criminals so they don't come back and do the same thing all over again. You have something in America called habitual offenders. A criminal continuously do rob, steal, kill, rob, steal, kill, and continues to get out of jail. How mad is that, man? That's not righteous. But at the end of the day, this place, it strives on wickedness, man. It loves wickedness. This is First Timothy 6, and I'm gonna start at 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after it, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. You know, chasing after this dollar bill, that almighty dollar bill will get you killed out here in the society, man. You have more than the next man, and you get out there, you boast, you brag about it. You know, right now you have this social media that's booming. You know, men cannot stay off of it. They have to take pictures. They have to be on there dancing, showing their new Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Showing whatever new dance move that the women are doing. They got to do it too. You know, it's just madness, man. A place for pure adultery and madness, man. You know, adult madness, I should say. You know, but yeah, these people, you know, falling into that I have to be rich temptation, man. You know, where it's all about your health in reality. But in this place, you know, your health costs money. Basically, your health costs money. In order for you to stay healthy, it costs money, and that's wicked, man. You know, that's wicked. The devil has put a price tag on everything. You know, everything's for sale in this place, man. You know, even you as a person is for sale. You know, just like this movie company, man. They were, you know, they once the businesses closed, you know, they just were stuck in that rich mentality. They were stuck in that rich ideology. They couldn't leave it alone, man. You know, and once again, you know, the movie also points out that there's a difference between Esau and Jacob, because you know Jacob, you know, we're born into poverty, and for most of us are born into poverty. We get a little money, and then it's taken away by taxes, police, child support, you know, anything, robbers. They come take it. You know, we got all sorts of things that could go against Jake in society. So it ain't good just basically be trying to do better, and as far as lay up money like that Matthew 16 and 9 was speaking about, man, because, you know, Matthew 6 and 19 was speaking about, because this place is corrupted, man, you know. This is Hebrew 13 and 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For as faith said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Man, so basically the point was, you know, be content with the things that you have, man. You know, and as we as Israelites, we have this thing called faith, man. So we think about the things to come, man. You know, like that Matthew verse says, man. We're not thinking about the treasures here upon earth. Once again, we're going to always go to that verse, man, because that's very important. You know, our vision is set on the kingdom to come, man. You know, we know that the food we eat is jacked up. We know that the air we breathe, the water we drink, everything is jacked up. The women we mess with, they're not ours. There's a saying, they're temporarily yours, you know, and that's the truth, you know. So it's this blessing that we're at the end of this wicked captivity. You know, we get to see our enemies go down, and we get to see the righteous kingdom being ushered in, man. And that's just the name of the game, man. You know. But yeah, let me see. But yeah, this place is over with, man. You know, this is Matthew 6 and 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. And that's the name of the game, man. At the end of the day, seek the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, because all these riches and everything is cankered. Nothing is yours. Everything is temporary in this place, man. You know, and that's just what it is, man. You know, if you're still fighting for that super position at these jobs, if you're still fighting to put your kids in college and stuff, and you see all these signs showing you something else is going to happen, then you know you're a sick individual, man. At the end of the day. With that being said, I hope this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.